Okay, y'all. So I was wrong. I was wrong about my prediction on Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. I mean, I guess I wasn't the only one. Not to make excuses because I definitely called it wrong. But to be honest, I mean, come on. Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri, Timothy Bradley, Clarissa Shields, Regis Prograis, Roy Jones Jr. You could go down the list of people that thought that Devin Haney was gonna win, and we all were wrong. We were just wrong. We got to take it. This is one of those moments in boxing and combat sports where it's probably better to be wrong. Yeah, something bigger than the fight came out of this, but that's for another story. You can go on Dolo Ren YouTube channel to check out my other content to see a video that I'm gonna drop soon about that. But I want to talk about the fight, and I want to talk about where I was wrong, but I also want to explain why Devin Haney should not get a rematch. And I'm going to go down three things that will clear this up, and we could just move on from it because, wow, this was insane. And I'm really glad we got to see this, but we got to tackle this right now. One of the first things I want to talk about right now is the weight thing. So Devin Haney has come out after the fight saying that he wants to rematch it, but at a proper weight, that the weight was the reason that he lost. And it's like, come on now. You can't use that as an excuse, because the thing is, first of all, you took the money. You took the money from the man, the $1.5 million. As a man, you were supposed to just keep it quiet. You're supposed to keep it cute. Like my grandma says, calladito y bonito. Don't bring up the weight, and don't use that as an excuse when you lose. And that's what the $1.5 million was for. And now you're trying to use it as an excuse. We can't let that slide, because when Mayweather fought Marquez, Mayweather was 4 pounds overweight when he fought Marquez, and they called Mayweather's performance a masterclass. What about that? Chad Dawson did not complain about weight when he went down in weight to fight Andre Ward and lost horribly. You didn't see Chad Dawson making any weight class excuses or anything like that. Hey, look at Max Holloway. He went up to 155 for the second time in his career and got a crazy knockout himself. So, Justin Gaethje can't really use the weight as an excuse, and I don't believe he has. There's just a bunch of excuses that people could use for their losses, and they didn't use them, when it comes to weight. So, based on previous performances and taking into consideration that Devin Haney himself weighed over 160 when he fought Regis Prograis on the night of the fight. The rehydration thing is something that people don't talk about a lot, and hopefully this becomes more of a discussion. I'm not going to tackle it too much, but I do want to say that Devin Haney has been called a weight bully before, and that's where I got wrong as well in my prediction, that I didn't see that Devin Haney really was using his weight in a lot of his fights prior to this fight to win a lot of fights. And, that's my bad. Can't use weight as an excuse, just flat out, you can't. And the second thing I want to talk about is just the game plan and the lack of a game plan. Now, I just felt that Devin Haney had more versatility in his offense and his punch variety, and he's been able to develop a better professional pedigree than Ryan Garcia. But clearly, it seems that Ryan Garcia had the better game plan, and maybe he knew something that we all just didn't know about Devin Haney's style, since they had fought so many times in the amateur rankings. It's just Devin Haney had no answer for Ryan Garcia's offense. He had no answer for the hook. He had no answer for the speed, and all he did when Devin Haney would get the center of the ring, all he did was throw jabs to the body, then clinches when he starts, seeing some activity being thrown back at him. And, Devin Haney, that's one of his flaws, and something that I didn't take into consideration. I did mention that his defense wasn't that great, but I didn't think his defense was just that bad either. That Ryan Garcia had a left hook. You were telling Oscar De La Hoya what punch you want me to knock him out with, but you barely threw any punches, and you knew Ryan Garcia was going to keep throwing the left hook, and you had no answer for it. So let's say that Ryan Garcia comes in for a rematch, and he actually trains this time, because the fact that he came in at 143 shows that he didn't train, and the fact that he was on social media most of the time shows that he was not training to his full extent, because before that, he made a fight at 136 with Tank. So how can you say that he's too big for the weight class? He can make the weight. He just chose not to, and something that Mayweather told him not to do as well, which he came out recently and said as well. Ryan Garcia comes in for a rematch and comes in at 140. You know, he trained this time and really took it more serious. Do you want a Ryan Garcia that took it more serious? I mean, come on now. Like you had no answer for his activity and his footwork. So what would Devin Haney do in a rematch? You know, why would we want to see that? You have to develop a game plan or something. You can't just go in there and do whatever. Like that's not rematch worthy. You know, you didn't have the game plan and you just didn't have what it took that night. And for the third point that I want to get into, which will put the nail in the coffin, you know, we went over the weight. You know, can't use the weight as an excuse. You know, Devin Haney's been a weight bully himself, and you took the money, and historically people have done that before, and no one said anything. Two, you know, you didn't have the game plan or the lack of game plan, and you just didn't know what to do against Ryan Garcia. The third point I'm gonna make is that if Devin Haney thinks that he deserves a rematch and he's calling for a rematch, that's just insane. I don't agree. Vasily Lomachenko deserves a rematch before Devin Haney deserves a rematch with Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney didn't get dropped in that fight. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, and that's another thing. The ref saved him. The ref was saving Devin Haney as far as not counting those knockdowns. Wouldn't Vasily Lomachenko deserve a rematch more so than this? Because come on now, that was a closer fight. And if you beat Lomachenko again, then you could change the minds of a lot of people in boxing again. So, you know, I don't want to see a rematch with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Devin Haney doesn't deserve that rematch. I think that Devin Haney should rematch Vasily Lomachenko. But yeah, that's my take on it. Those are my three reasons why Devin Haney lost and why he doesn't deserve a rematch, and also why I got it wrong. So, you know, I owe you this. You know, I owe you guys this because of my prediction. And I hope this clears up some things. And like I said, this leads to something even bigger in boxing that we should all be looking at. And if you want that video, which I'm going to drop soon, I want you to subscribe to Dolo Ren on YouTube. You know, I drop MMA and combat sports and boxing video essays all the time, and I do predictions and, you know, short reels that teach boxing and teach little things in combat sports. And, you know, we have a good time over there. I'm in the comments too, debating with people. It's fun. So go subscribe to Dolo Ren on YouTube. I'll be back on Instagram soon, but go follow me on TikTok as well. Go follow me on Twitter. And yeah, that's how we're doing it. Go subscribe to Productive Conversations podcast hosted by Matt Brown. You know, we're dropping every week, dropping reels every week, dropping episodes every week. So go check that out. Subscribe, share, comment, like, all that good stuff. But I'm going to catch y'all next time. Peace.